Soludo has no regret over anti-Obi comments, Aide says. So Soludo's Aide is coming out here to tell us that Soludo has no regret over anti-Obi comments. Let's see what he has to substantiate his claim. Christian Aburime, the press secretary to the Anambra State Governor, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, has said his principal stands by his comment on a former governor of the state and the Labour Party presidential candidate, Peter Obi. Soludo had dismissed the chances of the Labour Party flag bearer in the coming presidential poll and criticized the style of Indigbo in his quest for the country's #1 seat in an article titled "History Beckons and I Will Not Be Silent." The article drew mixed reactions across the country and particularly on social media, where Soludo was heavily criticized. Obi ruled Anambra between 2006 and 2014 on the platform of the All Progressive Grand Alliance before he defected to the People's Democratic Party and later Labour Party. But speaking on the criticisms generated by the article, the aide of the former central bank governor maintained that Soludo had the right to his opinion. Aburime spoke in Oka on Thursday while responding to questions from the Punch. He said the governor is not feeling any way threatened, even as the article has triggered a series of backlashes, threats, and criticism. What the people would realize is that the governor only expressed his opinion, which is guaranteed by the constitution of the country, and that opinion should not warrant threats or abuses. The governor's son, Ozonna, did not disown what the father said. The trending article purportedly claiming that the son disowned what his father said did not emanate from Soludo's son. It is simply the handwork of mischief makers in order to blackmail the governor. It is not true that unknown gunmen are threatening the governor to resign or be impeached. That report is false. Anambra people are behind Soludo and they are happy with what he is doing in the state. Nigerians all over the world are free to visit Anambra to see what the governor is doing. There is now law and order. All those impunity that used to be there before are no longer there. Soludo has no regret whatsoever because all he said has been said before and he should not be insulted for expressing his opinion. Wow. So that is what the AD is saying, that all Soludo has said is his opinion. But it's beyond opinion from my own understanding. When you say the governor's investment in the state, all right, when he was leaving office, they all now worth nothing or what's next to nothing. What are you trying to say? That is an economic report. That is an economic assertion that the investment demand left when he was leaving office, they are now worthless. So it cannot be opinion. You cannot opinionate that as a governor. Any member of the public can raise that as an opinion because they may have lesser understanding of the state condition. But you as a governor cannot raise that as an opinion. You should say that with facts, because when the immediate past governor handed over office to you, he also handed over some economic reports to you, and you should verify all of this from that report. And so when you say something, it's going to be by assertion and not by opinion. That is my take in that comment that Peter-based investment were next to nothing. That is too large for opinion or to be called an opinion, actually. All right. So even though he has his opinion, the constitution or the constitution provides for him to have his opinion as a right, there are things he can opinionate at that age and with the office he's occupying. It's not everything that forms an opinion, actually. All right. So So the AD is coming out now to defend his principal, which is Mr. Soludo or Professor Soludo, that whatever he said about Peter Obi is his own opinion. All right. Now the same press secretary, which is his AD actually, Christian Aburime, is also saying that the speculation that government are threatening the governor to resign is all fake, that it is not true. All right. But then, who knows? The information did not just come from the blues, actually. Or somebody created it. Who created it before it started spreading like a wildfire? He is also saying here that the governor's son, it was purported in social media that the governor's son disowned what the father said about Soludo. That again, the son did not disown what the father said, and that the son did not even disown anything, that it was just a cheap political and social media blackmail against Soludo, right? And also saying that whatever Soludo has said is his own opinion as well. Again, Soludo also said along the line that he claimed that Peter Obi does not stand a chance of winning the 2023 presidential election, and that the way Indigbo is going about raising a presidential candidate or raising a president of Nigeria from the southeast region is not the best way to go about it. That was what he said, that when he said that Indigbo cannot produce a president by Nzogbu politics. Nzogbu politics. Wow. But he's here to explain what he meant by Nzogbu politics. But we know Nzogbu is like a war song, all right? Fighting everywhere. It's a street song that represents time for fight or time for war, So he said Ndigo cannot produce a president by Nzogbu politics. That was the word he used. But he's saying again, or his press secretary here is saying that is his own opinion. That was Soludo's opinion, and he has a right to his own opinion. Okay, so the governor is not feeling in any way threatened, as the article had triggered a series of backlash. All the articles he has written about Peter Obi, the governor is not feeling threatened. But the fact here is that we should apply wisdom in what we say about other people, especially in sensitive times like this and to sensitive people in the society. You can't just wake up and say something and then now you are struggling to defend it because of the backlash. For you to have such amount of backlash, it means that there must be something wrong with what was said. Or, so he shouldn't have said it, or shouldn't have said it at all, or shouldn't have said it the way he said it. But for him to have that level of backlash in society, it means that there's obviously something wrong with what was said. But in any case, the AD has come out to tell the whole world that Soludo is not threatened, Soludo is not regretting, Soludo is comfortable, and at the end of it, Soludo is inviting everybody to come to Anambra State, that there is now law and order, and all of those things that were happening before he entered have all been stopped, and the state is now a safe state, and anybody can come there anytime to do any kind of business they want to do, provided what they are coming to do is legitimate. All right, thank you for listening. That is what Christian Aburime, the press secretary to the Anambra State governor, is saying on behalf of the governor, to push every threat aside, push every regret aside. Soludo is cruising on autopilot and his government is moving on. That is what they're saying here. So that's fine. It's good they've come out to talk. Let's have your comment as well and how you understand, how you take what the press secretary has said.